Welcome to this first in a series of product reviews of innovations that are going to help make organizations more secure and resilient. I'm delighted to have in the studio two experts with me, Marc Saville from Data the Vault and Marc Hyman from Metro Insurance Brokers. Guys, welcome. Tell me a little bit about your organizations. Marc, firstly, Data the Vault, where you fit.
So we're a UK-based managed service provider. We provide a range of backup and recovery services. About 18 months ago, we started to develop a solution for the insurance industry that has led us to provide the first certified insured data environment.
Okay, and Marc Hyman, you're running a brokerage that specialises in this field.
Absolutely.
Tell us a bit about your company and how you fit together with the other parties behind it.
Metro Insurance is appointed as a data insurance provider through CDS, who use Allianz to underwrite the insurance product. So people can contact myself, who will then put you in touch with the right parties to get the data insurance in place for you.
So I would say, from our view of the world of security, data insurance has got to be rising up the boardroom agenda. You've had a huge power failure affecting British Airways, which no doubt there was quite a lot of data lost, and on top of that we've had ransomware attacks. I think it's important really to understand what data insurance covers. So can you help me understand what the definition is, the true definition of data insurance?
Okay. Data insurance is covering the critical data of a business's actions. So in other words, if you have a cyber liability insurance policy in place, that will cover for certain aspects of a cyber attack, but that wouldn't cover for the actual data loss in the event of a breach. The data insurance product, however, is an all risks type policy and covers any eventuality, human error, cyber attack, anything of the similar nature, so that if you were to lose the data, there's a potential of getting it back through the IDE. If not, then you're paid out for the agreed sum insured.
Okay. Most organisations will have some form of brokerage looking after their general insurance. Would you say that they're well equipped to understand how to enhance the cover to go beyond basic cyber insurance?
Well, data insurance being a new product to market, most brokers actually at the present moment in time won't know about data insurance. So we're here to try and make sure that people are aware that it's available to all of their customers. We will wholesale the product through CDS, who then underwrite the policy with Allianz. So it's available to every broker, but obviously it's obviously bought through us in the first place to get it to market for them.
So there are going to be two scenarios where people might want data insurance directly, which you can service as a broker.
Absolutely.
With CDS. And on the other hand, you could come in and work alongside an existing brokerage to arm them with the right tools and knowledge.
Yeah. Correct.
Excellent. Okay, so let's, Marc, explore what a insured data environment looks like. What shapes and sizes are there out there?
Sure. So the environment that we've constructed with a technology company called Asegra is to take existing recovery rates that are very high anyway and just ensure that we can get more of the data back by reducing the residual risk of loss. So we have built in safeguards into the system. We have seen additional software developed by Asegra to create this insured data environment, and it's now been certified for use with the data insurance.
And is this data environment normally centralised, or can you cope with hybrid situations with cloud and distributed computing?
So it's currently located in UK data centres. We can build them in any of the locations where the data insurance product is made available. And for larger clients, they can have a private cloud insured data environment, but it would need to be certified.
And in your experience, what are data recovery rates like when you have a disaster?
So unfortunately, John, ransomware wouldn't be such a big problem if organisations had state-of-the-art backup and recovery solutions in place. We still see people who are dependent on tape. Those tapes are often not tested regularly. Recovery rates are typically in the sub 40% range, and we need to get the recovery rates for insured data environments up over 99%.
So what Data to Vault does is come in and put a proper first line of defence up to help protect the organisation.
So I would say it was probably the second to last line of defence, John, with the data insurance ultimately being the last line of defence. We don't disrupt anything that the client is doing today, though. So they keep all the same systems in place and their processes are in place, and this is an overlay to pretty much guarantee that we can get the data back.
So what happens in a worst case scenario, Mark, where the IT team can't recover the data?
That's at the point where we start the claim process under the terms of the insurance policy. So what will happen is that the claim will be submitted to the insurer, and basically the insured, the agreed indemnity limit will be paid out. It's as simple as that.
Excellent. So Mark, how easy is it to find out how much data insurance costs?
Very easy. You can go onto the metroinsurance.co.uk website. If I demonstrate here quickly for you, just one click of a button takes you into the question and answer form, which you can fill out in two different manners. There's a fast quote, which is the tab at the top there, and there's also the comprehensive quote, which gives more detail and how to evaluate the cost of the data.
Okay. Question for you, Mark, just in terms of coverage. A lot of organisations are global. Does data insurance cover global scenarios, or are there restrictions?
Well, the product is currently based in the UK and Channel Islands, but I understand that we're going to be launching that worldwide at some point, so that, global organisations can be covered as well.
So at the moment it's just UK and Crown dependencies?
Correct.
Okay. And how long will it be before you think the rest of the world will be covered?
I would imagine within the next 12 months.
Okay.
At the very worst.
So keep
your eye on it.
watching
Yeah, keep watching, and we'll let you know when the restrictions are lifted.
Excellent. Let's talk about the organisations, because there's quite a few elements and components to bringing data insurance into the market. Can you briefly describe how the organisations fit together, who does what?
Okay. The insurance product is underwritten by Allianz Insurance, but it's supplied exclusively at the moment to a company called CDS, who basically underwrite on behalf of Allianz, and the product is then sold through channels like myself as Metro Insurance brokers. And then obviously once that product's in front of the client, then we pass over to Marc for the technical side of things, for the insured data environment side.
And then from our side, we have a network of accredited resellers that operate throughout the UK and the Crown dependencies that can deliver IDE services on a reseller basis.
And you mentioned, for example, on the valuation side, CRA.
Absolutely, yeah. CRA are a company that we've worked with over the last 5 years. We do their backups. They're a customer of ours for data insurance, but they also can help an organisation understand the cost, loss consequences and risk associated with losing specific data, and therefore place a value on it.
So we're going to make it easy to get in contact with your organisation, but can you describe the ideal pathway that people will go through when they make their inquiries?
Absolutely, John. The easiest route at this present moment in time is to contact Metro Insurance through the website. Click on the link, fill out the form, and as soon as that form is received, we will contact you to discuss the requirements in more detail, and then pass you over to Marc to talk technical and get his input into the technical aspects of the product.
How quick is the product up and running?
It's almost instantaneous. The indication of premium is given on the website, so that people know what they're buying into immediately, the cost element of the product, and Marc can talk technical detail as far as what the actual service provides. Obviously the insurance is the insurance aspect, the technical side of Marc's side of things is a little bit more detailed, and only he can describe that in more detail than I can.
So it's not a complex process to provision. It overlays without any disruption whatever the client happens to be doing today by way of data protection, but it really does depend on how much data they need us to collect and how many different locations that data is in. But we're always happy to discuss that and explain that process. But
so you look after the Data to Vault recovery solution. is there a setup time for that as well?
So we need to provision the insured data environment services for each client location where they want their data to be protected. But typically we're not dealing with all of the client's data. We're dealing with a subset of their most critical data. So therefore that we expect the data volumes to be proportionately lower than the entire estate that's being backed up.
Yeah. So if the valuation's done, the policy goes through, what sort of timescale would you typically need to get?
I mean, we would estimate to have everything in place and working probably within 2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So with all of that in mind, are there different markets that you think are going to benefit more from this type of solution than others?
Well, we're actually seeing a broad interest from not-for-profit organisations, financial services organisations, consultancies. So it really does depend, in our view, whether the board see insurance in this form as a way of protecting their critical data assets. If they do, things move pretty quickly.
Yeah. So I guess the organisations need to just ask a question: what would they do if they lost their data? How would they operate?
How would they operate without that
would
data?
they exist?
Would they exist? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. And even minor loss can cause brand damage, can't it? Reputational damage.
And a lot of disruption.
Excellent. Okay. So, firstly, thanks very much for an excellent overview. It's very easy for you to contact these guys. Hit the link right now and you can get engaged if you have any questions or concerns. Again, the team is on hand to help. So thanks for watching this. First in our series of innovative solutions for the security market. And join us next time on Security Expert. And together online, we'll make the world a safer place. Bye for now.